Take 1 dose of nostalgia, add 3 doses of innovation, 5 doses of fandom, and let that simmer for 20 years, and you get the successor to Sonic & Knuckles that we've been waiting for since 1995. I proudly present a Cogwork Games of the Year winner, Freedom Planet.
Alright, look, I know what you are thinking. How does a game that looks like 1995 and was initially released in July 2014 even make it here? Well, Freedom Planet had a successful release on the Mac and the Wii U Indie Network, so we allowed it. With a wildly successful Kickstarter campaign that saw its goal reached almost 13 times, Freedom Planet is able to do $25,000, what most AAA titles seem to be unable to do with tens of millions of dollars. But that's not the biggest reason why I've selected Freedom Planet as my game of the year. I have selected it because Freedom Planet has accomplished what it set out to do better than just about any other video game that I have seen in the past 10-15 years.
Well, I have news for you. This isn't your fight!
It was the moment you brought it to our home world!
So what is it that makes Freedom Planet so special? Well, not only does it bring back a genre back from the dead, but it's brought back an entire generation of gaming history back from the dead, and it's made it so much better in a really interesting way. Instead of finding one idea, in this case, let's say Sonic, because Freedom Planet originally was a Sonic fan game, not only did it make fast-paced 2D platforming better than we thought it could be, but it has brought in every single other aspect of action gaming that we saw on the Sega Genesis. Gunstar Heroes, Dynamite Headdy, Rystar, Mega Man X, Rocket Knight. If you want to get kind of technical, Super Smash Brothers. And that's just the beginning. All of those elements. And it puts it into one package. And it flows instead of making a giant mess. And that takes a lot of skill. And for it to feel so good from start to finish is something really special. Indie and retro gaming have been very popular in the past few years. Some of Freedom Planet's success can be attributed to this. But despite Freedom Planet's appearance, and how it's categorized, Freedom Planet shares less with most retro and indie games out there than you may think. I have drawn up a graph, timeline style, to illustrate how most retro games are being made these days, and then I'll illustrate what makes Freedom Planet so different. So, when a game developer says, I want to make a retro game, the first question they may ask is, what type of gameplay are we going to showcase from the olden days? When they figure that out, what type of story? Kind of light, 90s style, not overly complicated. After that, what kind of characters are we going to use? Maybe we should keep them kind of campy and bright colors. And then afterwards, retro graphics. Retro graphics, bro! Oh, they're so cool! And then afterwards, they add a couple other things, mix them all together, and they end up with the final product. And with the end goal usually being nostalgia, which is perfectly fine. Shovel Knight is a great example of this. Nothing wrong with the game, it's a great game, but nothing has been built upon or improved upon. So, what Galaxy Trail did was they started with that. And then they started putting things together. And then they realized this works. And then from there, they could do the retro graphics, the characters, and story, and gameplay, and then bring it all together because they made room in the beginning to build upon and innovate. And that's what makes Freedom Planet so special, despite its initial appearance.
This can't be possible.
We're not talking about reinventing the wheel here when we mention innovation. We're talking about putting things together that we didn't think would work together. The addition of a combat system to a fast-paced 2D platformer gives an unexpected depth. Instead of clashing together, the two flow together seamlessly, going back and forth throughout the entire game. Each gameplay aspect of Freedom Planet never sticks around too long, but it always leaves you satisfied each time. On top of that, Freedom Planet has a complete story with full voice acting to back it up, and it helps draw you in even more. And not being one to stray too far away from its roots, Freedom Planet still has that gotta go fast gameplay that we come to love and miss, and you can kick it in at a moment's notice. Galaxy Trail successfully brought back everything I love and miss about 90s gaming and combined it all together with love and innovation, and have made an experience that I did not think would happen.
It goes without saying that I think Freedom Planet is an extremely underrated game. But I will go so far as to say this: Freedom Planet is the most underrated game since Okami. That's a big claim, but I seriously believe it.
Freedom Planet delivers one of the most emotionally rewarding gaming experiences that I have ever had. If the Sega Genesis is looking down, I'm sure it would be very proud of us for once. Thank you to Steven Diduro and the whole Galaxy Trail team. I can't wait for the upcoming DLCs. And please, one day, please make Freedom Planet 2. Just don't leave us waiting 20 years.